Well, it looks like we have another minimum delay. It was another appeal filed versus AMC and Allegheny with the DE Supreme Court. Court gives him 10 days to show cause why appeals should not be dismissed. We will have to see what develops. In other words, another entity is trying to come in and delay, and they're only getting 10 days to do so. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm sorry if you hear the rain in the background. The rain is really loud. It's pouring out right now. Before we jump into the weekend, I want to cover every single thing that we have for AMC, what just came in for the news, and what data to look at going into the weekend so we can prepare ourselves for next week. All I ask you guys to do in return is hit the like button. It's free. It helps me out. Also hit the subscribe button. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. Let's get to 15K subs. Let's get into the video. So according to Ortex, AMC is sitting at 28% short interest and utilization at 84.74%, which we're going to touch on in 1 minute. The cost to borrow average still sitting over 1,000% for an average, max, and minimum. So every single short seller is paying the exact fee at 1.01K. Now left is when AMC hit utilization on February 9th, 2022. Right is current utilization at 84%. So AMC hit 100% utilization when 118 million shares were on loan and short interest was at 20%. So how can utilization drop to 84% with 177 million on loan and short interest at 28%? Now this wouldn't make sense unless the float is drastically different, and this was on February 9th, 2022, and since then I don't believe they diluted. And even if they're including APE, if anything, it would be even higher because they split the float. And if you take a look at APE's utilization, it's still sitting very low at 32% as well. So does this mean that there are fake shares in AMC and it's being reflected over on the utilization? Of course, we all know what's happening. We all know the sentiment on this, but this is just another piece of evidence and proof that they are synthetically shorting AMC. Speaking of synthetically shorting AMC, we are still sitting on the threshold securities list for 19 consecutive days. I'm not holding it to it, but after 13 days, they are supposed to close out all FTDs on an open market. However, it seems as if the SEC is turning a blind eye to this, and we are currently on day 19. Who knows how long this will go, and will it reflect price action when the time comes? Speaking of price action, AMC dark pool alert, very big 3 million print today at $4.32. Now from Volume, Princess brings up a big point. She goes, they don't call me up and tell me what they are doing as a trader. I always pick a price level above it, bullish above $5. I know many hedge funds can't buy stocks unless they are over $5. So chances are they could be buying them in the dark pool and letting them out, or just getting ready for a squeeze. Now I wanted to touch real quick on Stonko Tracker because it's reporting an insanely high cost to borrow, and a lot of times this is delayed, but yes, every single hedge fund is paying that 1,000% fee. Options chain isn't looking too good for AMC, but we are going to touch on that in 1 second in more detail. These short exempts are insanely high: 200,000, 366,000, 332, and 245,000, with the chart trading sideways, with us still being on the threshold securities list. So going into next week, we're having a ton of built up pressure on short sellers going into next week, and something can definitely break. You're also seeing the short percentage traded scale up all the way from 54% up to almost 68% now. And I want to show you the key trends on AMC does not show any negative. There are a ton of inflows coming in on AMC on the 10th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. And you're seeing millions of inflows. One day, 17.8 million. Another day, 14.3, and 9, 7, 2, 3, 10 million. Tons of inflows coming in on the stock. It seems as if bigger entities are loading up and getting ready for something big. AMC is still trading sideways and getting beaten down, even though you see the inflows compared to outflows completely outweighing the outflows. You're also seeing the open interest a little bit further out looking really decent on AMC. More people are betting bullish, and I wanted to touch on these key levels as well. For the options chain, according to the options chain, correlated over the chart, because gamma is very important in this case, showing we have 25,000 contracts acting as resistance right at $6 as well as $5, but you have 144,000 acting as support at $3 and 10,000 a little bit below that. In other words, these are AMC's resistance levels at $6 and $5, and the $3 support basically will more than likely never break because you have an insane amount of contracts down there that are acting as support for AMC. Now, a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Visual Sectors. If you guys want any of this data that I'm looking at, plus a ton more that they provide, it's actually insane the numbers that you get. And yes, you can look up almost any ticker. They have a very good win rate, and you can even take a look at some trades. I'm going to leave this linked in the description and pinned in the top of comments. I'll put it as the first link in both both. Seriously, insanely helpful. Thank you Visual Sectors for sponsoring today's video. Moving on, we had this major wick in after hours on GameStop coming from $22.91 all the way up to $23.35 in basically 1 second. Now this could be a factor of many different things, but it's probably just market makers stop loss hunting. Somebody probably had a stop loss set at $23.35. They marked it up, hit that, and dropped the price back down. Or it could be something else along those lines. Do you guys just think it's another glitch? What do you think in the comments down below? GameStop currently trading at $22.64, down 1.18% on the day. And honestly, this isn't a bad way to end the week. It is a Friday, and it's kind of just chop trading, right? It's still coming down to fight this support level before getting that next rip. And I honestly think this is great to start the new week because it's sold off for the rest of the week, as well as AMC kind of chop trading sideways. And this just gives us more room to run for next week. Also, correlated AMC over to XRP and other plays like that, as well as GameStop, it's never like more than a week or two behind. So I do expect AMC and GameStop to have that big rip over the next couple of weeks. Now, this is how the market is doing. Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Amazon, Meta, all of these big names that are going to shift the S&P 500 are negative on the day. Some are very negative, like Tesla down 9% and like Netflix down almost 9% as well. So some things that are going to affect the S&P 500 are of course that, and today, this is yesterday, talking about today, 2.4 trillion in USD options will expire tomorrow. Get ready for another volatile day. Also tomorrow, which is today, there is a special rebalancing of the NASDAQ 100 to lower the dominance of tech stocks. Of course, that's probably not good for the big names as well. Also, according to Goldman Sachs, there is expected Fed rate hike next week, which is the last of the cycle, which this is going to put some fear in people's eyes who are in the S&P 500 and who are in the equities market in general. Now, despite all of this news, the SPY is holding up pretty well, in my opinion, trading at 453.14, up 0.2% on a day, and it came back down to this, what is new support, right? This is just the bullish support line that I have drawn out. This is just if the SPY is staying extremely bullish, this is the line for it now, and it's basing right on that level. As of now, I don't see the SPY selling off until it breaks this. Then it gets less and less bullish, depending on where the SPY wants to go from there, because there are gap fills to the downside. So just keep those in mind as well. But what do you guys think about the S&P 500 going into next week? I'm hoping we covered almost everything, because next week we also have a major stacked earnings week. Literally every single slot is basically full. And this is going to shift the market as well. You have big names like Microsoft, Meta, Google in here as well. The list goes on, and this is definitely going to affect the market. And these plays are going to be fun, and we're going to talk about them more in Discord so we can get some money out of this. If you guys want to join the Discord and make those trades with us, I'm in there on the daily, so you can talk with me on the daily. Plus, almost 500 of the most amazing people who talk stocks all day long. So surround yourself with people who want to make money just like you. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced trader, this is the place for you. Any questions, of course, everyone will answer them. Everyone is so nice in there. We also have options trading alerts in there. We post gains, post losses, and talk stocks. Make sure to pop in the Discord. That link will be right under Visual Sectors, as well as the Moomoo link. If you use my link, download Moomoo, sign up, and make a deposit of even $1, you're going to get benefits from there, and it takes 2 minutes to do so, and it's free, and there's no reason not to do it, because I know you're probably going to be scrolling on some sort of app anyway, or listening to somebody on some sort of app, and in the meantime, you can press my link and do that so you can get some benefits. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to share the video on your way out, hit that subscribe button, have post notifications on. Make sure to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Check the links down below. Check out Visual Sectors. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.